while we're cruising on the highway here, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about some updates. Tonight I'm actually testing out a new camera. This is the new Xiaomi E 4K action camera. It's kind of a GoPro copycat, but in some ways it's said to be actually better than the GoPro, especially with night filming. And the audio quality just the audio straight out of the camera doesn't quite handle loud sounds as well as the GoPro does. But quieter sounds seem to be recorded a little bit better, which is interesting. So maybe it's not necessarily the best solution for filming the interiors of cars, but for everything else it seems to be pretty good audio-wise. Video-wise, the night footage seems just miles better than the GoPro Hero4 Black. It also has an image stabilization mode, which I actually don't know if we're in right now or not. We may just be on the wide angle, no stabilization. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with the camera. We might start using this on a more regular basis. I think it's got a Sony sensor, so just the image quality overall is a little bit better. And of course, we're still rocking those sweet binaural mics. Those kind of make all the difference. I want to let you guys know about a couple updates in the Miata here. I haven't really talked about this car a whole lot lately. We did a track test a few days ago at M1 Concours, but recently I put in a Koyo Radiator that I got from a friend. Get a little bit better cooling out on the track, and I installed a set of 9x9 Racing Endlinks up front. I adjusted them so the sway bars are pretty much horizontal to the ground the way they should be. I have a set of rear end links, but I haven't had a chance to put them in yet. And I'm not sure if you can see it too well, but I also installed a little bit more solid of a roll bar. I think it was like the Hard Dog Hardcore or Hard Dog Extreme bar that I had in here before, and it didn't really allow for a harness to be put in the car, and this does. This is the Hardcore, I don't know, M2, but it's just got one diagonal slash instead of two that come together, but it'll still do the job on the track. Probably noticed the hardtop's back on. Adds quite a bit of rigidity to the chassis. It's pretty amazing what just a small fiberglass piece can do, but it really does make this car handle a lot better. Ask me all the time what my favorite cars are to drive, and man, yeah, it's really, you really can't beat a Miata. Yeah, they're not that fast, yeah, they're cheap, but as far as fun goes and driving engagement goes, this has got to be one of my most favorite cars to drive on the street. I've said before that this car is more fun to drive than my BRZ, and it's true in pretty much every situation. The only reason I'm holding on to the BRZ is because of how practical it is and how just livable it is as a daily driver. This isn't quite as livable as a daily driver. You could get away with it, but you're kind of limited by space here and there. Yeah, it's pretty good. From a driver's point of view, everything is right. One thing that I'll say is that of all the cars that I've owned, this is the only one that I will actually take time out of my day, take time out of my night or evening or morning, and just go for a drive in for the sake of going for a drive. And my dad's had a Miata for a super long time, basically ever since I got my license. And we've shared a lot of road trips, a lot of times, a lot of experiences in that car. And it's the same thing with that car too. It's like we'll just go for a drive for the sake of going for a drive in that car. And that's the same thing I feel about this. Whereas, you know, my BRZ or the 850R or even the GTI that I used to own, I never just go for a drive as much, or at least if any, just for the sake of going for a drive. You know, the way that this car rewards you as a driver is just so unique in the automotive spectrum. And I mean, the value that you get with one of these cars too is just incredible. I'm into this car about $5,000, maybe $5,500 with tires and brakes and everything. I mean, it's just really not that much money. It's great, and it's definitely one of my top 10 favorite cars to drive on the street. At least this particular Miata. It's just the way that it's set up and the way it sounds, and, you know, pedal placement. And I mean, just to think this car used to be an automatic, and my buddy swapped it to a 5-speed. It's pretty awesome. Can't wait to get it out in the winter too. Once we get get some snow on the ground, I'll raise it up again and put some snow tires on it. And maybe we'll take it ice racing. That would be fun. We didn't have any ice last year, so we never took this car ice racing, but that's kind of the plan this winter if we get ice. One thing that I'm always still surprised with is just how sharp the turn-in is on this car. With how lightweight it is. And those sticky Dunlop Direzza Z2s up front, it does pretty well. Alright guys, well I think we'll probably wrap up the video there. Hopefully this footage looks pretty good with the new camera. I think we'll probably keep using this. I just, it was 250 bucks. I bought it to see if it would work well. So far everything that I've shot with it is pretty good. The audio isn't that great out of the camera, but we don't usually record out of the camera anyway. We're usually recording with a binaural microphone, so that doesn't really make that big of a difference. Really happy with the video quality. I think they use a Sony sensor with this camera, and yeah, pretty kick-ass. So, especially for the night videos, which I know you guys really enjoy, and it's kind of a unique piece in the automotive video world that you don't really get to see a lot of cars driving at night, mostly because camera quality has been lacking in recent years, and GoPro just kind of started to deliver something that was usable and decent for night video. But hopefully this is kind of a next step forward. As always, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you haven't already, check us out at windingroadracing.com. We sell a bunch of race gear and build race cars and do all sorts of cool race car things. Again, thanks guys. Take it easy.